and heat waves. After more than 100 years of lighting homes, the incandescent light bulb is one step closer to burning out for good. An EU-wide ban on the sale of the old-fashioned illuminator takes effect today. A Canadian plan to phase out incandescent bulbs by 2012 has already begun. Stuart Hickox is the founder of the Project Porchlight. The successful North American bulb swapping campaign has replaced nearly 3 million household incandescent bulbs with more energy efficient ones. Stuart joins me now from Seattle. So Stuart, when you think of climate change, you tend to think of SUVs and big factories. So really then what sort of impact can changing a light bulb have on curbing climate change?
Well, you know, Andrew, it actually makes an enormous difference. Changing one incandescent wasteful bulb to a compact fluorescent like this one will save you $50 on your energy bill. But more importantly, if all of Canadians replace all the bulbs that we have, and that's what we're working towards, we would cut 7 megatons of greenhouse gas. And just to make that real for you, that's the equivalent of 1.4 million cars off Canadian roads just by changing light bulbs. So it is significant.
So it is significant. Worldwide, though, what sort of push for more energy-efficient bulbs are we seeing?
Well, Australia led the pack a few years ago by coming out with an initiative to phase out inefficient lighting. Ontario was the first jurisdiction in Canada to follow suit, and then our federal government. The U.S. is now on board as well. The EU's announcement today, the day that it takes effect, is really nothing new, and it's not a ban on bulbs. We should be really clear about that. Consistently across the world, governments and regulators are just making new standards for efficiency of these things. We don't have old mufflers that pollute the atmosphere. We don't sell leaded gas anymore. It's much along the same lines. A lot of incandescent bulbs, in fact, will meet the new standards. So bulbs will continue to be available. It's just that they will have to be more efficient in order to stay on the market.
So critics, though, of this plan say that the new bulbs contain mercury and can be harmful or cause headaches, or simply that they just don't look good in your home. What's your response to that?
Well, that's the other thing, too. We have lots of time to get ready for this. It's 2012 before the phase-out of inefficient lighting will take effect. Even in the EU, it's going to be many years before all the bulbs are phased out. The fact is, there is a bit of mercury in the bulb, a minute amount. But by replacing an inefficient incandescent bulb with a compact fluorescent bulb, you stop much more pollution from coming out of a smokestack, mercury and other pollutants, just because it uses 75% less energy. And that's the thing. But you know, Andrew, it's really much more important to point out that getting people to do this at this time in history is really important. Because as we've seen with our campaigns across North America, if you can get someone to do this, to replace something that they're used to, an old-fashioned technology, with something more energy efficient, people start to think of themselves differently and they start to make more choices. We're not just changing light bulbs, we're using light bulbs to change people. Everyone has a part to play in cutting greenhouse gases and making our world more efficient. And the best way to start is with the simplest actions like changing light bulbs. So this is a very good thing. People shouldn't be afraid of a ban. It's lots of time coming, but we encourage people to make that one change.
And it's totally safe because, you talked about the little bit of mercury, but just so people watching know, would you say to them, don't worry about it, it's totally safe, and what about the headaches?
No, well, the biggest headache we've had is dealing with this issue. There's a lot of misinformation about bulbs out there. They're not a health hazard. Mercury does exist in the bulbs. Again, a minute amount. You stop more from going into the atmosphere, again, by replacing an incandescent with a compact fluorescent. If one breaks in your home, it's not a health hazard. You just have to wipe it up gently with a cloth. The biggest risk of a broken compact fluorescent bulb is the broken glass. There's been a lot of misinformation about these bulbs. They do not cause fires. They do not explode. They do not cause skin irritation. And the technology has evolved a great deal since a lot of the perceptions about CFLs has been out there. They're a nice warm light. You can get them in different colors, white, warm, for different applications in your house. And the technology continues to evolve. So it's still a very good thing, widely endorsed by the United Nations, by the David Suzuki Foundation, and by us. It's a smart choice, and it's the right thing to do now. And again, more importantly, once people start making that one change, we know they go on to do more things and start to feel that they can make a difference. And that's what we need right now, is for everyone to feel and believe that their simple actions matter, and to go on to participate in action against climate change.
Stuart, great to talk to you. Thanks very much. Stuart Hickox.
Great to be here, Andrew.
Is
Thank
the
you.
founder of Project Porchlight in Seattle.